The next clip is the first 20 minutes of a Crossing Borders podcast episode. Visit youtube.com/@CrossingBordersPodcast or check out Crossing Borders on Spotify or Google Podcasts for the full episode. Links are available in the description. Welcome, listeners, to Crossing Borders, a podcast not about immigration, believe it or not. I am your host, Josh, also known as Mythic, and this is my co-host, Sid, also known as Squidney.
Hi.
Grab your passports and join us for episode 6, where we'll be talking about education across borders, part 2. If you haven't checked out what happened or what we talked about last time, make sure to check it out. It's, I think, on
episode 2 for those of you who don't know.
So, but first, let's catch up with each other's week. So, Sid, anything happening recently? Anything interesting?
No, but I did, since we were talking about
No.
Since we're talking about education again.
All right.
I thought I would tell a story from the days long past. Ye olden days of elementary school.
Back in my day.
Back in my day.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
I'm just kidding. I don't know exactly what grade it was. Probably like 3rd or 4th grade, probably. But there's this kid in my class. I only remember 3 things about him.
Oh.
He was really like large. He wasn't like fat. He was just tall and had a huge shoe size. He was just bigger than most of the kids in class, you know.
Bigfoot, basically. Okay.
Yeah. 2, he was very religious. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it was interesting sometimes. And 3, he was kind of annoying.
Oh, okay. Here's the juice of the story. Here we go.
So there's this one day during recess when we all go outside and goof off for like a half an hour so the teachers can finally catch a break and we can also like run out of energy. So hopefully we're just sweaty instead of loud the next time we go into class. And I was just outside, you know. This guy, I'm going to call him Calvin. That wasn't his name. I've never met anyone named Calvin, but that's a great name, so I'm going to just give it
All right. I'll take it.
He was standing there with like 3 or 4 other people who were also in my class, and they were talking about something, I don't know. He had in his hand a Bible, and this is relevant. So I walk up, because back then I was kind of the nomad kid. I didn't like hang out with any group of kids. I just hopped between groups of kids.
I thought you were like nomad as in like an outcast. Okay, that was a different thing.
No, I just didn't have any like good friends. I just was everyone's friend, you know.
Okay.
Until middle school, then I found a friend group, and I didn't really realize that until not recently, but in high school I realized that, and I was like, wait a second.
Hold on a minute.
Interesting. But anyways, so I walk up. I said something like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "Oh, hi," you know. And then right then, a wasp, a yellow jacket, like an inch-long wasp, flew in and landed on his Bible, which he was just holding out like that. And of course, there was like 2 girls who were like, "It's a wasp, oh, spooky!" And then the Calvin, he goes like, "Fear not." He didn't say this like word for word, but I'm just
okay.
Just, you know, making it a little more interesting. He's like, "Fear not, for if you do not scare it, it will not harm you." And he's like, "Peace." You know, like it's definitely a thing with insects. Like if you don't bother it, it won't bother you. Like bees.
I know that.
I mean, I've had bees run into my head and then just fly off, but that's a different story.
Okay.
And then we're just chilling there. He has a wasp on his Bible, and then the wasp flies up and lands. Guess where?
His arse?
No, it lands on my face.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm not scared of this thing. And it was like right on my chin. And it's just chilling there. And then the girls are freaking out even more. And I was kind of freaking out, but I'm like, I'm cool. You know, I'm not freaking out, but on the inside, I'm screaming. I'm like,
dying inside.
And then Calvin's, he essentially repeated that. He's like, "Don't worry, if you don't bother it, it won't bother you. You know, you'll be fine. Just relax, leave it alone." I'm like, yeah, we know. I'm in 4th grade. I'm a smart kid, okay? I'm a genius. Freaking brilliant.
Clearly.
Gonna be a famous YouTuber, 200 subscribers someday. I'll show you. No, just kidding. No,
but he did become a YouTuber with tons of subscribers. Let's go. Go subscribe.
I have a little bit over 200. So do you, but that's beside the point. Anyways, the wasp. It's just wandering around like my chin jaw area, and my mouth is like clamped shut. You know, like as hard as I could. Like
Don't want it going in there.
I literally like curled my lips in and then bit my lips in place. Not enough to hurt, but enough to keep them in place. I'm like, these aren't moving. These aren't. I'm not. It's not getting in. And then it walks up to the corner of my mouth, and I'm like, oh no, oh no.
Oh.
And then it tries to start pushing its way into my mouth. Like I'm not even kidding. It like started pushing at the corner of my lips, and it's like, let me in, let me in. I'm like, and so I spat it out, and then sprinted as fast as a fourth grader can across the playground away. I'm like, I'm not getting stung. I'm not getting stung.
Oh, the wasp is like, get me in there. I want in.
Let me in.
And then?
And then after I ran like across the entire field, turned around and immediately went right back. And I'm like, well, that happened. And they're like, yep, that happened. And that was it. Yeah.
Oh, I thought someone got stung. Oh man, that's
no, nobody got stung.
That's a boring
shocking.
story. Just kidding.
Boring. Well, next time you tell a story about cockroaches and it doesn't like fly in your ear or something, I'm gonna say it's boring. Okay.
Oh, okay. just kidding. Anyways,
speaking of which, what is your story for us today?
Before I get into my story, you said something about, if there's it's a thing with insect. If you don't bother it, it won't bother you. That's not the thing with mosquitoes, mate. You don't bother them, they bother you even more.
Mosquitoes are an entirely different category. Yeah.
Anyways, my story. I have two stories actually, which both of them I'll tell today. The first one involves a cat. This is a sort of a sad story. Because the cat didn't die, by the way. It's just a little accident. I was riding. I was, the passenger in a bike when I was riding home. It was a sort of like an Uber, but our version here. And then the driver stops. Like, what's wrong? I'm like, oh, the cat's trying to cross the road. I was like, okay, we'll wait for a little bit. And we waited, and the cat also waited for us. Okay, and then the driver was like, okay, that's I guess the cat's letting us pass through forward. Then it's like, okay, yeah, that's a very kind cat.
That's a very polite cat.
And then we go forward, and the cat also moves forward. It's like, okay, let's stop. And then the cat also stops again. Okay, do you want to go, cat? Please go first. And then the cat was just like sitting there waiting for us to go. Like, huh? Okay. And so the driver was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna move quickly. Floor it, but with the handle, I guess. So, can quickly pass through the cat and can just, pass the road or something. And we didn't expect it to go in front of the motorbike. So we kind of ran over the cat, sort of.
Oh, you monster.
I believe the cat was not harmed. I'm not quite sure, but I felt the hit as a passenger. I felt the poop, but the cat managed
You're like, oh no.
Escape. I was like, oh no, I feel so bad. What was that about? No. But I think the cat says not have 9 lives, right? I think it just used one of its totems upon dying, so we're good. I think.
Yeah, we're fine. It only got ran over by one motorbike with 2 people on it. So unless there were more than 2 people.
No, there's just me and the driver. I think the cat was fine. Okay, that was this story. Not super the interesting type, but that literally happened yesterday. That's why it's still in my head.
Oh,
yep.
Well, mine didn't happen yesterday.
Yeah, well, it happened in 4th grade, so more than yesterday, one might say. And the second story is actually today. Today's very hot, as you can probably tell. Here in the equator, we have frequent burning summer. Even though we're technically in the raining season, according to weather forecast, we have a 51% chance of having a rain today. So that's pretty high.
Oh.
And also, the temperature is 34 degrees Celsius. Let's see, what is that in Fahrenheit? 34 C.
That's like 108.
903.
I'm guessing.
Wait, 903. Okay. 93. That's wait. 903. I would have been dead.
Yeah. That's
93.
pretty
That's what,
toasty.
that's what I meant to say.
I mean,
92
it feels like
Fahrenheit.
903 sometimes in
Oh,
Indonesia,
yeah.
probably.
True, true. It's 93, but with the humidity we have right now, which is around 60 to 70%, it's a lot hotter than hotter than it says on the weather forecast. And
Yeah.
I'm sitting here right now with an AC in my room. Oh, also we fixed the leak. It was no more leakings and there's no more aliens.
Yay,
So-
banish the aliens.
Yeah. If
No space aliens in our ACs.
If you guys don't know what I'm talking about or we're talking about, check out episode 1 if you haven't already.
Yeah, this is just the episode to like call back all the previous episodes. Like, oh, episode 2 is part 1. Episode 1 has the alien joke. Then we're going to talk about last episode, which had the AI.
Yes. So that forces you guys to actually go back and listen to that episode. Yeah. So the aliens have been fixed, and the AC has been fixed. The alien has been terminated, and you know, I go out my room.
For now.
I open my bedroom door, and a gush of hot air from outside came in. I was like, oh.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Oh no! Outside's really hot.
Like, not going outside today.
If I opened I'm sitting next to my bedroom door. If I open this door right now, the AC coldness wouldn't be able to. I probably can't feel it because it's so hot.
Oh.
Like even though it's indoors, I'm indoors right now, obviously. But if I go outside, outside my bedroom, but it's still indoors. It feels like you're standing under the sun. No joke. I go outside my door. If I open this door right now, the heat is so intense that it feels like you're standing outside on the field, just getting hit by sunlight in the middle of the afternoon, or when you enter a car that's been sitting under the sun. It feels like that, but indoors, outside my bedroom right now. It's insane.
Like, this is supposed to be my escape from the pain.
Yeah, but apparently not. Pain comes here anyways.
I guess.
Well, that's my story. Actually, there's one more thing. While we were trying to fix the AC, we blasted the AC at full capacity, right? Just to make sure that even if it's at full capacity, it does not leak anymore. And after we were finished repairing it and it wasn't leaking anymore, apparently a few mosquitoes that were inhabiting my room died out of coldness. It was too cold for them that they actually died. It was actually very, very cool to see. It was like, oh.
You see, where I live, the mosquitoes go hibernate every year during the fall, winter, and spring.
Well, yeah, the mosquitoes here aren't used to hibernating, so they're just like, we're gonna hang out
they
here.
Just die.
But it's kind of cold, isn't it, guys? Ooh.
Actually, I'm pretty sure most of the mosquitoes die here, but their children survive, so that's fun. We always have mosquitoes during the summer. It's great.
I see.
Not a ton, though.
Oh, that's it about my story.
Definitely not as much as you. But sounds like a good time to transition to education.
Across border.
The main focus. Of course.
So, do you want to start first? I think we left off last time at elementary, so I think we're entering middle school now.
We were at 6th grade, I believe, to be precise. Let's see.
Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Middle school. I'll go first.
Okay.
Middle school. Let's see. So, in middle school.
Oh, by the way, did you go to a private middle school or a public middle school?
I went to a charter school, which is it's like it's sort of private, but also not like private, you know.
Okay, got you.
But anyways, let's see. 6th grade, or middle school in general. Middle school was the first time, since last episode I talked about how the school system worked for elementary school. But middle school was the first time that I actually had different teachers for different subjects other than PE, Spanish, and music.
Yep, okay.
It still wasn't that many. There was just 2. So there was 2 6th grade teachers since it was a pretty small school.
2 teachers? What?
Well, including the previous teachers. So instead of having the 4 teachers, we had 5. Ooh.
That's it?
But
okay, all right.
Yes. But essentially how it worked was there was 2 6th grade classes, and each of us had our homeroom teacher, but we didn't call it that. That was just our teacher, quote unquote. And one of them would teach one subject, and we'd hop over to the other class, and we'd like switch for the other subject. So I
So it's
had
like a moving class sort of
math.
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, sort of. So I had math class with the second teacher, and the first teacher I had social studies and language arts and stuff like that. Um, and then music with the music teacher, PE. Like the same teacher said before with all those subjects.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Something interesting we did in sixth grade though. Sixth grade was the 1 year that was like that. The rest of them we moved after sixth grade. They constructed a new building and hired a bunch of teachers, not a ton, but a few more. And so the rest of my middle school was every class is a different teacher.
Hold on a minute. So sixth grade is middle school?
Yeah, for me.
So you only had first grade until fifth grade for elementary school then?
Yep.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, that's okay. I'll tell mine after this. Continue.
Yeah. Some schools around here, fifth grade is also middle school.
Yeah. Also, by the way, good news from America. If everyone doesn't know, that's the whole gist of our podcast. I'm from Indonesia, and we're going to discuss the difference between education over there and over here.
Yes, over there and over here. But so let's see, where was it going? Oh yeah. So my teacher, who I will call Mrs. Waffles, she's still one of the best teachers I've ever had. She was kind of obsessed with the Winnie the Pooh character Tigger. And so she had a bunch of stuffed Tigger dolls all over her classroom, which was fun, and like posters and stuff. But that's a little side thing, Doesn't really matter. But one thing that she did every single year for her students in social studies is we talked about ancient Egypt and like learned about it in like histories,
That's cool.
And something we got to do is we got to mummify a chicken.
Wait. I'm sorry. What? That came out of nowhere?
Yeah. We got to mummify a chicken.
Poor chicken. What happened?
So it wasn't like we just went to some farmer and was like, "I'm taking your chicken and mummifying it." And he's like, "No!" And we grab it by the neck, and it's like, and we just pull it to a classroom and like, we're gonna pull your brain out through your nose, or whatever the Egyptians did. What we actually did was she went to the store and bought some like full chickens that were like, well, not like without the feathers and the head and stuff.
Okay.
It was supposed to be for eating, but we mummified it. So we like applied all the preservatives. We like cleaned it out. We wrapped it. We gave it a name. I don't remember what ours was, but
what grade was it? Was this fifth grade?
There were some clever ones.
Or sixth grade?
Sixth grade.
Are you insane? Okay, come on, continue. I'm just quite shocked by this.
And if I remember correctly, we put it in like a shoebox, all preserved, and essentially made like a little sarcophagus with a mummified chicken inside. And this process took the course of like 3 months, because we would have to go like, okay, today we're applying this chemical to preserve it, and then next week we come back and it's all like wrinkly and dry now, and then we apply this thing, and then we're gonna wrap it up in like 3 different layers of bandages. But yeah, that was one of the most interesting things that happened during the school or sixth grade at least.
Okay. Should I go with my seventh grade then? Because I did tell about my sixth grade last time.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the difference between American and Indonesian apparently is, elementary we go to up to sixth grade, and then for middle school we go from 7 to 9. You see, so there's a bit.
So ninth grade is middle school for you?
Yeah, it's not yet into high school.
Ninth grade is high school for us.
Yeah, ninth grade is still middle school for me. Okay, so on seventh grade, which is the first day of middle school for a lot of us, my school I went to was a sort of private school, but not really. Same like you. Like people from other places have come here, but it's like 99% from the area where the school was built.
Yeah. And
it was also owned by this billionaire who also built a lot of like residential places, and basically a majority of area in Jakarta, which is the province, the capital of Indonesia. Like a major part of it was like quote unquote owned by his company. It was actually insane that I went to his quote unquote school. So yeah.
So this guy's literally just building a whole little city of his own. He's building.
Yeah, his own empire,
schools.
basically, like a widespread
awesome.
residential area with schools, hospitals, like clinics and all that. It was actually insane. Like I go to the school built by this guy. This is insane, you know. Like it wasn't like. Check out Crossing Borders podcast on YouTube, Spotify, or Google Podcasts for the full episode. Links are available in the description. Thanks for listening.